One of the earliest audience members of Midsummer Night's Dream was Samuel Pepys, and he called it the most insipid and ridiculous play he had ever seen. Now, he might have been right, but, I guess he was sort of wrong. Understanding why he was wrong, though, tells you everything about what Shakespeare's actually doing.
Oh, and this is just Samuel Pepys, who wrote one of the oldest known comments on the play, the most insipid and ridiculous play that ever I saw in my life. But I find this is the second folio of 1632. It's hard for me to read The Midsummer Night's Dream impartially, or it's just a kind of an uncanny experience personally, just because I was in it playing Demetrius back in Hyde Park. I don't know, 2002. But I was in so the run is so incredibly long that I basically have the entire play memorized, at least in my head or my unconscious. It was a wonderful production directed by Stephen Greenblatt, and so many great Toronto actors in it, and it was just one of the greatest summers of my life. Obviously, the play is intentionally, and I think Shakespeare's really good at this, just as he was with the Taming of the Shrew. He creates a space of comedy, and the space of comedy is not like the space of Shakespeare's not writing a lot of tragedies in his early days, but he is writing histories. The history is a sort of serious genre, and the space of comedy is quote unquote sort of unserious. Shakespeare does amazing things with it, but in many ways he is creating a complete fantasy world, and I think it's best expressed by Puck at the end of the play. If these shadows have offended you, then, just imagine it all to be a dream, right? We're doing our best here. This is like Twelfth Night or other plays, and in some ways it's sort of a ritual, or I think of it as like sort of a mental ritual of solving the problems of love and other more unsettling problems of society in a kind of fantasy mindscape, right?
So that idea of comedy as a mental ritual, a kind of safe space in which society can work through its most unsettling problems, is what makes A Midsummer Night's Dream so much more than a light-hearted romp, right? It's one of Shakespeare's most quietly radical plays.